What is going on, guys? It's Cali Q here, man, and I want to talk to you guys today about some of my favorite modern JRPGs. Now, keep in mind, if you're a big follower of my channel, you know what my favorite era is. You can see it on the screen here. I got that good Chrono Cross playing. I love me some Grandia. That late 90s to early 2000s era is probably my favorite JRPG era of all time. However, there are some good and amazing modern JRPGs out here, and this is not a listing of 10 out of 10 or top 10 modern JRPGs of all time. This is my personal listing. So if you want to go down and list your listing in the comment section below, I really recommend you do so that we can have a nice conversation. I love having conversations on my channel, and I read every comment. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into some of my favorite modern JRPG experiences of this era. Let's jump into it. Now, starting my list off, I want to jump into a little underrated gem that is Star Ocean VI, The Divine Force. This game pleasantly surprised me in many different ways. In my opinion, I believe that Star Ocean VI helped save the series. This game had a great battle system to me. I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the way that you could free roam in the Duma battle system. This game was a sleeper hit to me, and I still think it's one of the best JRPGs to come out in this 2020s era so far, but it just got rated really hard because of its troubled and trialed past. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some budget cuts, and you can see the budget just from the character models and animation. Very stiff, very robotic and childlike, but nevertheless, you cannot hate on this game's exploration. I really liked using Duma to zoom across the entire field and to look at the different environments, and to me this game felt grand, especially for a Star Ocean game. It was a huge step up from Star Ocean 5, and I still believe that this was one of the most fun experiences I've had so far in the 2020s era. I know a lot of people think that this game is mediocre or that they think this game is trash. I disagree on both fronts. I think this game was really good. It was not perfect, and it did have a couple flaws here and there. Like the story wasn't the strongest story, or the character models is not visually appealing to look at, but I really enjoyed the combat. I enjoyed the scope of the game, and I enjoyed how this game tried to put Star Ocean back on its back, and I really appreciate that it put up a valiant effort to make a good and decent representation for the series. I believe it sits at about a 69 or 70 on Metacritic, but I'm telling you guys, y'all know I wouldn't steer you wrong. I do not think this game is deserving of that. This game is at least a low 8 or a high 7, and it's definitely worth your time if you're looking for something to just sink into with a nice battle system and some serviceable characters along with some decent exploration. I highly recommend Star Ocean VI or Star Ocean The Divine Force. Next, I'm going to go with Ys VIII Lacrimosa of Dana. This game right here impressed me on so many different fronts, and one word sums up this game to me: fluid. Fluid, smooth, the combat is silky smooth, and the exploration is certainly rewarding. Everything about this game absolutely impressed me and shocked me, and shout out to my brother for getting me into this series. And I watched him play this game initially, and I could not help but notice how fluid and smooth this game ran on everything it was trying to accomplish. Wanted a nice story? It does that. Wanted epic exploration? It does that. Wanted nice smooth combat? It does that as well. This game impressed me because honestly, this series has never been on my radar, and I believe the company name Falcom has never really been on my radar too. I've never really given their games a chance, but when I saw him playing this game and I actually went and got my hands on it for myself, this is one of my most favorite pleasant surprises I've ever ran into. And to be honest, it's one of my favorite modern JRPG battle systems of all time. Yes, I said that, and I really hope that this series continues in this and in this vein. But this game right here, Lacrimosa of Dana, really, I highly recommend you go check out this game if you had not had a chance to get your hands on it. Now, with this next game, where do I even begin? This next game right here came at a time where this series really needed to be saved for me. This series really needed to redeem itself. And this game was up for the job and up for the task. It was the perfect game for the task, in fact. This game is named Tales of Berseria. This game right here, from its compelling main character to its amazing cast of characters in their dialogues and interactions with each other, from its story built and bent on revenge instead of just saving the world. This game right here, single-handedly, in my opinion, saved my love for the Tales of franchise. Now, beforehand, I had always been a huge Tales of fan, but after Zestiria, I really was turned off of the series because of how bad that game was to me. Sorry for any Zestiria fans, that's just how I feel. But Berseria came and cleaned up all of its mess. In the game, as always I say guys, it's not perfect and it has some story issues here and there, but between Velvet, the cast of characters, my main man Eiyuden, the gameplay, the battle style, Tales of Berseria is without a doubt one of my favorite modern JRPG experiences I've ever played. Now, this game came out in 2016, so I'm going back a little bit, and it's probably I would say the oldest game on my list. But with all that being said, if you picked it up and played it today, it still looks beautiful, it still plays well, it still responds well, and I highly recommend you go check out this game if you're not really into the Tales of series. If you're looking for something a little contrary to the goody-goody two shoes of saving the world, I'm telling you, you are going to like you some Velvet Crow, who is the main character of Tales of Berseria. This game might be right up your alley if you're looking for a little bit of a darker cast and a darker tone of the story. I highly recommend Tales of Berseria, and in my opinion, it is one of the best Tales of games I've ever played, with one of the best main characters I've ever played with. So go check it out. If you're still sleeping on this game, don't do yourself a disservice anymore. Go check out Tales of Berseria. Now, this one right here is kind of a cheat, but I'm putting it on here anyway because it was a brand new experience that we got to experience in 2023. And I'm talking about Star Ocean, the Second Story R remake. I love Star Ocean, the Second Story R. It got rated the highest Star Ocean release of all time, and it is definitely worth your time if you have not played it. Please don't let the newness of 2024 keep you from experiencing Star Ocean, the Second Story R. If you have not played this game, you need to do yourself a favor and go back. This game is acceptable for newcomers, veteran, nostalgic heads. Everyone is welcome to play Star Ocean, the Second Story R because of the amazing effort that Jim Drops put into this remake. This is quite simply one of the best remakes I think I have ever played in my life. From the graphics overhaul to the battle system to the way that they kept the nostalgic factors but then added enough accessibility and modern features to make the game feel brand new. The quality of life features in this game are some of the best I've ever seen in even current modern JRPGs that have been created from the 2020s and up. Star Ocean, the Second Story R is highly worth your time, and this was one of my favorite experiences of all of 2023. In fact, despite Sea of Stars coming out and other games like that, Star Ocean, the Second Story R hands down was my favorite JRPG of 2023 without a doubt. It was easy. The way that they innovated this game, the effort that they put into this game, the way that they made this game just really beautiful and in a callback to that golden age of Star Ocean. This game alone, in my opinion, has saved the Star Ocean franchise. And if Square Enix knows any better, as much as we love Tri-Ace, they need to let Jim Drops handle all Star Ocean related things from now on. But this game is up there as one of my top experiences of the 2020s decade so far. Star Ocean, the Second Story R has a very strong spot when it comes to some of my favorite JRPGs of the 2020s era. Do yourself a favor, go cop this game and play it ASAP. You will not regret it. Now, earlier in the video, I had Tales of Berseria in the list, and yes, I'm going to put the latest Tale entry on here, and that is Tales of Arise. Now, I know Arise catches some criticism and some flack for the second half being a little bit lackluster and a little bit dull, and it catches some flack from following a pretty safe story. But with all of that to the side, man, I love me some Tales of Arise. Do you hear me? I love this game so much. In fact, I even got the platinum for it and got all of the trophies and done everything. I was mesmerized by this game's amazing combat, by its addicting and enthralling combat, I should say. I love the characters, the graphics we don't even have to speak on because they are absolutely beautiful, and hands down, you have got to get your hands on Tales of Arise if you appreciate that new modern era of JRPGs and just to see where JRPGs have come. And if you love that cel shaded style as well, this game has a little bit of something for everybody. On the fact that I enjoyed this game so much, and currently it is the JRPG that I have the most hours logged onto because I actually platinumed this game. I actually got all the achievements for this game because that's how much I enjoyed being in this world with Alphen and the crew. The gameplay is some of the best in the series to me, and I really enjoy how beautiful and how well done the presentation is of this game. This was the Tales Monster Hunter World moment. It really helped the Tales franchise stand out and put everyone in the JRPG on notice that the Tales of series is here to stay, it's here to grow, and y'all all better watch out because Tales is no longer that JRPG that you can just see in the bargain bin and ignore, because Tales of Arise put the series on the map in a mainstream way, and I could not be more grateful for this game for doing that. And it is one of my favorite Tales. It's in my definite top 5 of Tales game I've ever played. So for me, Tales of Arise is one of those magical experiences that definitely helps define the 2020s era of JRPGs thus far. Is it perfect? No, there are some flaws. The story starts to fall a little flat toward the end, and once again, to me, I always like my Tales games to have a good amount of characters. 6 is okay, but you know, I could like a little I could use a few more characters, let's just be honest, guys. And it is without a doubt, so far you guys know which JRPG that I have enjoyed the most thus far, and that is Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, the spiritual successor of the Suikoden series. Now, this game is not without its flaws. This game actually has a lot of things that it can improve upon, but I'm not saying it's my favorite experience because of how flawless or perfect it is. But this is the game that brought me closest to that nostalgia that I had as a kid and as a teen when playing JRPGs. This game in 2024 actually managed to bring me back to a time where I just blocked out everything in my life and focused on the adventure and the journey that I was having. Once again, this game does a lot of things right and it does a lot of things wrong. It does a lot of things that are still stuck in its ways, and it's a little stubborn to get with the times, but that is also part of the charm. I haven't had such a fun experience with a JRPG like I had with Eiyuden Chronicle in quite some time. Maybe Star Ocean The Second Story R brought me the closest, but this game right here, man, warts and all. So there you have it, guys. Those are some of my favorite modern JRPG experiences, and if you haven't heard of any of these or played them yet, I suggest you stop sleeping on these, man, and go try them out for yourself. Let me know if y'all like my list, don't like my list, any feedback, I don't really care, but I really do hope that you enjoyed the video and maybe you learned about a JRPG that you previously hadn't thought about playing yet. Thank you so much for the support. It means a ton to me, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.